games feature, and we'll get around to you. Looks like we'll start off with Larry Vaught. Larry, go ahead.
Good morning, Bruiser. Just wonder if you could maybe shed a little light for me on what you would hope that maybe guys like Brandon Boston and Isaiah Jackson learned at the end of the game by watching what it took to win.
I mean, I think we all learned somewhat what it took to win. We sort of just went with the guys who, have been playing well together at the time. I think that's the big thing. It's not a deal of, we just didn't have them in the game, but that group was playing well together, so we went with it. Those guys were great on the bench, though. I mean, that's the biggest thing right there. Like, BJ and Isaiah they were great with the other players. In the end, all we want to do is win the game. I think that's the biggest thing right there. We've lost some tough ones like that. It's been disappointing. But for us to come and pull it out after losing some tough games like that's what it was all about. And, those guys, I'm sure they wanted to be in the game, but they understood the situation, that we were trying to win the game, and that was the best group to be out there with.
And I'm assuming it didn't surprise you at all that they stayed so engaged with everybody else while the game was going on?
No, I think that this team has been pretty good in that respect, and like we've been having some great practices. We've been getting better. We just needed some results, you know what I mean? So I think, we're excited that when we were in the huddles, the guys, that's all they talked about. We're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. That was one of the biggest things. So everybody was in the huddles talking about that. So I think the guys just wanted to, show that, we want to see some results of some of the hard work that we've been putting in.
Jerry Tipton, I'll go to you, and then John Hale, you'll have next.
Bruiser, I think a lot of people want to know what's the plan with Dante. Is he going to be starting, or is he going to be sixth man? What is it?
I just coached the game for the last 10 minutes. I'm not the head coach. So, Cal had been telling, Coach Cal had been telling Dante to be ready. So, and he was. You got to give him credit. So I would say the same thing, be ready. I'm just happy that he got in the game and he has some success. I hope it brings confidence because he does add shooting to the team. So, but again, got to be ready. But the whole starting thing, that's not what I'm here for. You probably discuss it, but we just need Dante to be able to come in and be ready, no matter what position he's in.
And how do you feel, Bruiser, about in the next game? I think you're perceived as a solid favorite to win the game. First time since Morehead State, probably, that solid of a favorite. How do you think the guys will handle that sort of thing?
Well, I just think that we were just, elated, like I said before, about winning the game because we've lost so many close games. So it gave us some positive thoughts going into the next one just because we were able to pull this out. We've lost 3, I would say, one-possession games this year. And for us to be able to pull it out, go double overtime, win on the road, I think that was big. So I think, sometimes you want to see the fruits of your labor. And I think we saw that. So hopefully going forward, the guys know this is how we got to work. And if we work this way like we've been working, then we got a chance to win some games.
John Hale, we'll go to you. Kent Spencer, you'll have after him.
Bruiser, do you have any sort of update you can give us on Terrence Clark? And then whenever he is available again, is he still a point guard, or is Devin kind of taking that spot back based on how he's played the last couple of weeks?
No, I have no updates, and no, I can't answer that question. You know what I mean? When Terrence comes back, I'm sure we'll have a game plan for him. But right now, he's out. We're just hoping that he gets healthy. That's the bottom line.
All right.
Bruiser, when it comes to Brandon, he's obviously, struggling, much more than a lot of people may have thought that he would in his freshman year being, a top 5 ranked player coming in. What do you think is the key for him to kind of getting things going a little bit? And how much do you need him to play better for you guys to get close to a ceiling?
I will say his overall game has been better. The things we've been asking him to do, what he hasn't been doing is making shots. I think he's played better defensively. He's done some rebounding, which we've been asking him to do. The things that you learn as a freshman, communication, they've all been better. We just hoping that he has a breakout game and making some baskets. The kid has been really working hard. So again, it goes back to you want to see some fruit from your labor. So for him, it's about making some shots for us. But a lot of the other things we've been asking him to do, he's been doing them better. They might not necessarily, but they have been on the scoreboard because he has been rebounding the ball a little bit and he hasn't been turning the ball over. So those types of things that we've been talking to him about have been a lot better for him. Just, you guys just look at it whether or not he's 9 for 11 or 1 for 11. But a lot of the other things we've been asking him to do, he has been able to do it. We just hoping that he can start knocking some shots down because he's been working at it.
Kyle Tucker, we'll go to you, and then Jerry, I'll circle back.
Yeah, Bruiser, I hopped on a couple minutes late here, so I hope you haven't been asked this, but I wonder, just as a staff, what you guys' reaction has been to the way that Devin handled the early struggle, being asked to step back, move off the ball. That was sort of probably a hard pill to swallow, and it seems like he has just sort of totally put his head down and gone back to work and just gotten better.
One thing, he's never stopped working. I've said that before about the kid. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever been around as a coach, period, in all my coaching career. So in that respect, he never stopped. And again, he's been working hard and he's been doing the things that Cal asked him to do, run the team. I think I said that after the radio show after the game. Cal's been asking him just to run the team, be a better floor general. And I think he's done that, but it's just taking him some time. This is my first year, and I know the expectations for some of these freshmen, but in all my career, it takes freshmen some time to get it done. We just had a tough schedule, and we've been hurt a little bit by it, but you see the improvement of all the guys, and Devin is one of them.
Jerry, coming back to you. John Long, go ahead next.
Yeah, Bruiser, I wonder I got two questions, hopefully. I wonder what you think of the intense interest. You're a newcomer, relatively newcomer to Kentucky, where every double dribble could cause an investigation. What is that a good thing because it keeps players like a little bit more in tune, or is it a bad thing, like back off a little?
It comes with the territory. I'll put it to you that way. I was at Indiana before that. It's somewhat intense there too. So I get it. It comes with the territory. We sort of talk to the kids about keeping the noise. Stop. Don't keep making a distraction. But when you come here, that's what you're going to get. The fan base is rabid, and they want the Big Blue Nation. They have high expectations. So, but it comes with the territory, I can say. But we always tell them to try to block the noise and keep doing what we need to do to improve.
And I wonder about what challenges you see Vandy presents to you guys tomorrow night.
To be honest with you, at this point in time, we're just looking at us improving and getting better. Pippen is a very good guard. They have some tough matchups for us. They have a lot of perimeter big guys who got on the floor, and they run a lot of things for them to come off of screens, which big guys aren't used to doing. So, it's going to be a tough game for us. But right now, all our games are tough. That's why we talk more about us doing what we need to do than necessarily other teams. I think one of the things the team has done a really good job of in the last couple of weeks is following the game plan. So, Coach Cal's going to have a good game plan for us. And as long as we do that and we improve the things we need to improve in, then we got a chance to win the game.
Keith Warren, we'll go to you next. John Long after him. Keith, we can't hear you. Can't hear you, Keith.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay. Coach, I'm just wondering, what did you see from the players? It seemed like they just elevated their play after the two technicals. Just what kind of changed with them after that?
After the two technicals, I just think our focus was, especially on the defensive end. I thought we did a lot of good things defensively to get ourselves back into the game. And it actually did a great job of defense in the offense. We got some threes in transition. We got a couple easy layups. But I think the biggest thing for us, and it's been happening not just this game, but I focus in. I know it was great for me, and sitting in the huddles. Our focus is in the huddles with the players. Just them guys understanding what we need to do, and we've been talking a lot about that. And seeing them being able to do it without Coach Cal being there, that was big. If they did not do that, then we weren't going to win the game. So when he got thrown out, those guys okay, let's get focused on what we need to do, and that was a big part of. And we just carried it over from what we talked about in the huddles to what they talked about in their own huddles, and that's why we were able to win the game.
Guys, got time for a couple more. Go to you, John, and then back to you, Larry.
Hey, Bruiser, I want to kind of dovetail on that question a little bit more. I know different coaches have different coaching styles, and different players respond differently to those coaching styles. So, Cal, we know he always he's on these players. He's always constantly yelling at them. He gets tossed, and I don't think it's any coincidence they go on a 10-0 run. Do you think maybe just being able to relax a little bit, a change of pace might do him good? How do you account for that?
You want Cal to get thrown out every game. I mean, that usually happens in most instances with teams. I mean, not just Kentucky, but other teams. Something like that happens. Usually, the teams, which is good to see, they regroup and they get themselves together and they sort of go on a run. That usually happens with most teams. I remember watching one of the games when I wasn't a coach here and actually speaking to Cal in the locker room when he got kicked out. They came together, they came back, and they won. So that's one of the things that they've done here a few times. So I'm sure you've seen it before. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, you're talking about a Hall of Fame coach, and he's prepared those guys to do what we need to do to be able to win. And like I said before, those guys said, okay, we know what we need to do. Let's go out and do it. So that's what we did.
Larry, go ahead, and then maybe one more after that.
So Bruce, just wondered if you could talk a little bit about Lance Ware and the progress that he's making. And also, did you know John was going to get thrown out?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't think he was going to. I don't think he turned to me and said, yo, Brew, I'm going to get kicked out of the game. I'll be honest with you. I thought they had some moving screens. I mean, maybe I might get fined or something. But it was a few tough calls out there. To be honest with you, during the game, that I understood why he was on the referees a little bit. Lance is one of our smarter players as a freshman, and he just does what we ask him to do. I think that's just as simple as you can get. We ask him to rebound the ball. We ask him to play with some physicality. He's not trying to score every time he catches it. He's a great screener. He's good with the ball. He makes good passes out to people. So he's making progress because he's doing what Coach asked him to do. And Coach Cal asked him to do simple things, and he's doing them. And he makes a difference out there. He's pretty smart out there. He does a great job in being in the right position. So, and because of that, he's making some progress. But I think you can look at all the guys that way. You know what I mean? Again, they're young, and it just took a little bit of time for them to get where we needed to go. But we still got some ways to go.
All right, guys. Appreciate Brew joining us. Give me just a moment here, and we'll get Devin Askew in here for you.